Hello everybody and welcome to the first video of Kpop USA. Yes, hello, my name is MJ and I am here to bestow upon you one of my hobbies and loves, which is Korean entertainment and Korean culture. The first video that we will have is we're going to review Kcon New York 2017. I have been going to Kcon for a while, since the first one happened in New York, and since the one in LA is about to happen, I decided to give my opinion, my review. So if you want to hear about my experience at Kcon, the pros and cons, stay tuned to watch this video. For joining me for the first video, and like I said, the first video is going to be a review of Kcon. I have been going to Kcon New York since the first one, and that was in 2015. The first Kcon in 2015 was only one day. That includes a convention and a concert, and it was pretty good. The second one was even bigger and better. It went to 2 days, and this one is still this year, 2017, is 2 days. However, there's a few changes that is going on with Kcon this year. I think Kcon has been going on since 2011, and it started on the West Coast in LA. It sort of just blossomed from there, and so in 2015 they decided to branch out, not only in the East Coast in Kcon New York, but other countries too, like Abu Dhabi, France, Mexico. I think it was a better Kcon. No such thing as better. It was a much better Kcon than last year, but there are a few cons and some little disappointments, but nothing that won't stop me from going. So let's get into the cons. I'm going to discuss is the weather. The weather has Kcon has no control of the weather, and since it is during the summer and it is outside, expect the heat. Now, the first day wasn't as bad because it was a cloudy overcast, so that sun didn't blaze down. Also, there was a time when it rained, but nothing too bad where it washed out or did put damper on the outside festivities. The second day, however, was worse. The second day, the night before, it rained all through the night until literally up until Kcon actually opened. When the sun came out and it sucked up all that water, because literally you can tell by the time you're walking around Kcon early in that time in the morning, all that water was pretty much gone, and it was humid and sticky. It really wasn't a breeze blowing, so it was a little miserable on the second day. But like I said, it has nothing to do with Kcon. That's just the way it is. It is during the summertime. So if you do choose to go to Kcon New York, if they still continue having it during the summer, which I figure they will, expect the heat. So be prepared for that. The other con is their goodie bags. Now, this is not as big of a deal to me, but the goodie bags or limited edition bags wasn't the best, and I still think Kcon can step up their game. What are the goodie bags? Well, when you sit there and get a ticket, or your convention ticket that you buy, or your ticket to Kcon, there's different levels, and each different level will be able to get a limited edition gift bag or a goodie bag, or if you're a diamond or platinum, get some special exclusive gifts that's just for them. However, I think this year is just not that good. It's the same bag as last year, which I'm going to try to insert a picture of both of them. It's just they changed a little bit of the logo but nothing. And secondly, I think it's very easy for somebody who didn't go can actually go get this bag and make it for real cheap. To me, and also the items that you get into it was not worth it to me. I mean, it wasn't horrible. You get these pins and a decal. Last year they got brown and coney pins from Line, and I think a sticker and decal too, and I got a ticket for P1, so I don't know what any of the levels, even especially the 2 higher tiers, got. So I think Kcon can up. The next con is their organization. Now the thing about it is, I'm going to talk about this in the pros because they are more organized than last year. However, their organization, and I'm going to put this all together, also their lack of info and communication is all wrapped up in one. That's where I said lack of organization, because Kcon does not communicate very well to his Kconers. Don't know why. Even the year before it was confusing, the first year was confusing, And also the same thing here. We in New York don't get the whole lineup when tickets go on sale. So by the time tickets go on sale, I think there's like another set of lineup that's not finished being posted. However, Kcon LA was able to get their whole lineup before tickets went on sale. Don't know. That's a little bummer because you got to make a decision, and sometimes you don't want to not get your tickets when they go on sale. Which is organization is that they did this year have the new system with the wristbands. Not a bad thing, makes sense. So because we had to pay for the convention, so these little wristbands that you wear, and on the wristbands is you can scan it and to let you know that you paid for your ticket. However, when I went to Club Kcon, I was supposed to check in prior to Club Kcon in order to get my wristband. Didn't know that. That's another thing I want to talk about. However, I sat down, still got into Club Kcon, but the wristband was not supposed to scan. I mean, it wasn't supposed to check me in. So, here's how it went. The Club Kcon staffer went, oh, just give them wristband, but don't scan it. Prudential staffer said, oh, it works. And the Kcon staffer said, it shouldn't work, it shouldn't be able to scan. And the Prudential said, yes it is, look. And they scanned my paper and scanned the wristband, and voila. And the Kcon staffer's like, oh, okay, well, still remember to go check in tomorrow. And I said, yeah, sure. So when I went to go check in to Kcon on, what day was that, Friday? It was a whole hot mess. They said we already checked in because of the issue with Club Kcon. It wasn't just my ticket, but there's a whole set of other people in line to check in that had the same issue. Is that they don't tell you everything that you should know until right up to the minute of, or right to the day of, a couple hours. One thing I didn't see was any information of how to get into Club Kcon. None of that. There was no information that you had to check in early because not everybody's going to be able to check in early. So I hope Kcon will sit up there and put it in for the pros of Kcon. Bigger and better. There was a lot more to do at Kcon than the previous years. We were able to have 3 separate sections. One section was actually free, and I call it the Kcon Strip, because on there, on that street in front of part of the Prudential Center and also where you check in, you didn't need your ticket. You needed a ticket. You could just walk around. The Toyota booth was there, AT&T booth was there, Drama Fever booth was there, and then it splits a little bit to where they had a Kcon TV, I believe, closer to the further end of the Kcon Strip, as I say, going away from the convention center. There, that's where their section was, and then going towards the convention center, towards where the food area was and the Amazon tent was. There's a whole, that's where the convention stage was, and it was pretty neat. This year they only have booths on one side, so if you need to get from one end or the other on the strip, you can go onto the other side without having to be in the crowd of people waiting to participate in the booth activities. The other thing with everything being bigger and better is that the separation was easier to navigate. Last year, Kcon, they had the section where they had all the food. That was where they had the panels, the workshops. They even had another stage for the dance workshop where you got your goodie bags or, gift bags or whatever. And also, it also had the beauty block. Beauty block wasn't that big, but hey, it's the first year they had it. And they also had the Korean food tasting little block. The demonstration was there. You could try on traditional Korean clothing was there. So it was pretty cool, pretty neat. Also, the other area where was separate was where you can get the food and the merchandise, and they had an Amazon tent. So if you are a gamer, they had a professional gaming competition in the Amazon tent. I think it was called M2. I believe that's what it was called, and it was pretty cool. I love watching that. That was interesting, and it had a little good heat because it was hot on the second day, and that tent was full. The other pro was the concert. I have not yet been disappointed in any of the Kcon concerts. This year, I think, it wasn't a disappointment. It's just that when you looked out, and on both days, there were some good empty seats. I mean, some big ups and empty seats. I mean, just saying. However, I don't think it was the artist's fault. It's just that Kcon sort of stacked their lineup with a lot more rookies this year than anything. And it could be because a lot of the big name groups were going on tour at this time. So it just is what it is. Now, I don't think it was a bad thing because the concert was actually really good. I was surprised because a lot of groups I didn't really listen to, but I was really surprised by SF9, K&K, and NCT 127. Was really surprised. The concert was enjoyable. It was fun. One of the things that I loved about this concert this year is that some of the groups interact with their fans through a game called Wheel of Fortune. Now, I know they have fan meets that go on here, and there's more fan meets that go on in the United States now, so more opportunity to interact with your idols and things like that. But however, those of us who aren't able to go to all those fan meets or just doesn't have the time, this little Wheel of Fortune game was a good interaction because, you know, the fans who live overseas in Asia and everything like that, especially of course Korea and in Japan, they are able to get those fan meets more on a normal basis than we are, and we don't get them. So that Wheel of Fortune game was really good. My last thing I want to say, if you are a huge K-pop fan, if you are somebody who wants to experience the Korean culture, the food, the things like that, this is a great thing that you should go to. And if you can't afford the upper tier, save up your money to afford the lower tiers, because that's the one pro that I can say about Kcon, is they're doing their best to make it affordable to everybody. But it gives everybody opportunity to be able to not only get to see your idols or the musicians that you've been watching on YouTube or even other outlets, you'll be able to sit here and interact with people who love Korean entertainment, Korean music or K-pop music just as much as you do, and Korean food and other Korean culture events just as much as you do. And that's the one part that I can say is also a pro about Kcon, is that you get to meet people who love it just as much as you do, and you can probably make new friends. So yeah, so I advise, if you get a chance, go. One day I will go to LA. One day. Haven't been to the West Coast in a while. Last time I went to West Coast. Thank you for joining me for this first video. Yay, I know it's all over the place. My first time. So don't be too harsh on me. Again, my name is MJ. This channel is called McTabulous. The main purpose of this channel, again, is drama reviews and other reviews of other items that has to do with Korean entertainment. And so that is it for MJ. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. I will do my best to upload videos as much as I can. So that is all from me and from McTabulous. And peace out. Love you guys. Heart. And have happiness like a unicorn. That's what I say. Everybody should be happy like a unicorn. Why not? It's like, be kind to each other because you never know. Alright, MJ's out. Thank you.